1904 by Adolphus Busch, the guy that invented Budweiser, it was located on the grounds of his summer estate. It consisted of 13 miles of pathways that meandered through 30 acres of lush vegetation and a fairy tale landscape. Nowadays, stately homes occupy the land that was once host to garden gnomes and artificial waterfalls. A surprising number of original features still exist, hidden along the side of the road or in private backyards. So a couple of years ago, when the Pasadena Heritage Society was offering guided tours of the neighborhood, I jumped at the chance to catch a glimpse of this legendary wonderland. Now, the Pasadena Heritage Society is the second largest preservation group in California. They're responsible for the revitalization of Old Town Pasadena and the preservation of the Colorado Street Bridge, that beautiful arched expanse that serves as the gateway to the city. As a matter of fact, every other year they hold a massive street party on the bridge with music, food, entertainment. It's a community celebration. So the tour of the neighborhood included such things as the original ticket booth, a Grecian pergola, and the remains of a mystic hut. It concluded at the Old Mill, a structure which was built as a playhouse for Mr. Bush's daughter and is now a private family residence. It was a delightful day, and when I thanked the tour guide for his time, he said, "You should come to our bridge party next month." And I was so disappointed to have to tell him, "Darn it, I don't know how to play bridge." Now, while the image of my parents sitting around a table with their friends, throwing back some bourbon and cokes while somebody dealt out the next hand was going through my mind, I could tell from the look on his face that he wasn't talking about the card game. But it actually took me a while to figure out he meant the party on the bridge. So ever since then, I don't know how to play bridge has been my justification for when I completely misunderstand something. Fellow Toastmasters and friends, I'm delighted to be here tonight competing. You see, I am a novice public speaker. It was only a couple of months ago that I gave my first speech, the icebreaker, the one where you're instructed to talk about yourself. And I told the story of my name, Stacey Rain. It was a terrifying experience, much like tonight. But when I was done, I actually felt motivated to get started on the next assignment. So I asked a fellow Toastmaster friend of mine, "What's the next speech about?" Now at this point, I didn't realize after the icebreaker that you were allowed to talk about any subject you wanted. So when she consulted the manual and said, "Organization," I thought, that's weirdly specific. For the first time. And when I asked him, "John, what made you change your mind about marriage?" He said, "Stacey, I've never been against marriage. You see, I'm just kind of a particular person. I like to sort the clothes in my closet, first by type and then by color. It's just how you see it. So I met this woman one time, and I was intrigued with her, but I wasn't sure if we had a future together until I opened her refrigerator the first time. And I saw all of her yogurt containers on this nice big row. Sitting with the soda cans. It was like looking at a shelf in a grocery store, and I realized right then, my God, I'm not only with her, but I can actually live with her. It's organized. Now at this point, I could tell by the look on my friend's face that the look on her face was just like the one on the tour guide's face. And she says to me, "No, you ding-a-ling, you don't have to talk about being organized. The assignment is to organize your ideas into a structured speech." And then she asked me, "What is wrong with you?" Well, we all know the answer to that, right? Say it with me.
I don't know how to play bridge.
Now, I wish I could say that my mental misfires are a product of aging, but I have a track record that goes back all the way to my childhood. When I was about 7 years old, our family took a vacation to Mexico City. And we stayed in one of those luxury high-rise hotels that has all these fancy shops in the lobby. And in the center of the lobby was a shoe store. It was beautiful. They must have had 200 shoes on display, each on its own pedestal with a name tag underneath. There was Maria, Carmen, Bezos, El Sol. And then I saw the pair I had. And I made a beeline back up to the hotel room and started pleading with my parents, "Please, buy me these shoes. They're the most beautiful shoes I've ever seen. I have to have them. They're called English Spoken Here. My sisters gave me the nickname Stacey, and I guess I earned it, but I never liked it. So when I was in my 20s, I actually saw an opportunity to turn the tables and get the last laugh. I was working on a movie, and I became kind of friendly with one of the actors, and we weren't intimate, but I felt close enough to him that I could ask him to marry me. And he said yes. Once I explained why it was so important. Now, if he had kept his word, my icebreaker speech wouldn't have been about my name, Stacey Rain. It would have been about my name, Stacey Spacey. And Spacey let me down. But you know what? That's okay. Because I don't need a silly name to explain or make excuses for how I am. I'm not perfect. If I was perfect, I wouldn't have been able to entertain you tonight. If there is something about yourself that bugs you, that you wish you could change, I want you to consider this. It might be the one thing that someone loves most about you. The thing that makes your character sparkle. Embrace it. My name is not Stacey Spacey, it's Stacey Rain. And I'm not ashamed to say, I'm not perfect,